Jolene! You brought shame on this family! Get out of my house and don't ever come back!
That's what Jolene's mother said when she found the pregnancy test. Lafourche Parish, Louisiana, March 2019. 16 years old, 3 months pregnant, thrown out with nothing but a backpack. Her father didn't say a word. Her brothers watched from the porch. Nobody stopped her mother. Then she finds a cave hidden in a bayou bluff that nobody knows exists. What happens next will make that same family crawl through mud to beg for her help. Like and follow. And tell me, where are you watching from? 16 years old, 3 months pregnant, thrown out with nothing but a backpack and $40. Her boyfriend Marcus had already disappeared, drove to Texas the week she told him, blocked her number, deleted his Instagram. His family said they'd never heard of her. Jolene was Cajun through 7 generations. Her people had survived the British expulsion from Nova Scotia, survived yellow fever, survived hurricanes that erased whole towns. Now her own mother couldn't survive the shame of a pregnant teenager. She walked into the bayou because that's where Thibodaux women had always gone when the world turned against them. 6 miles from Thibodaux, deep in the cypress swamp where the Bayou Lafourche curved against a limestone bluff, Jolene found something that wasn't on any map. A cave. Not big, maybe 20 feet deep, 15 wide, carved by centuries of water into the soft limestone. The entrance was hidden behind a curtain of Spanish moss and resurrection ferns, visible only if you were standing in exactly the right spot at exactly the right angle. Her grandmother had mentioned it once, years ago, half drunk on Christmas Eve. Something about a hiding place during the Civil War, runaway slaves, forgotten history. Jolene pushed through the moss and found shelter. The cave was dry despite the swamp outside, the limestone wicked moisture away. The entrance faced east and stayed protected from rain. She cleaned out the debris, the animal bones, the accumulated mud of decades. Found the cave went back further than she'd thought. A narrow passage leading to a second chamber, smaller but completely dry, perfect for sleeping. The main chamber became her living space. She built a fire ring near the entrance where smoke could escape, dragged in cypress logs for furniture, wove palmetto fronds into a door that kept out most of the mosquitoes, dug a latrine 50 yards away, downslope. The bayou provided everything else: catfish, crawfish, frogs, turtle, wild persimmons and muscadines, pokeweed shoots in spring. She knew this swamp. Her grandfather had taught her to live off it before he died. At 16, pregnant and alone, Jolene became a cave woman in the Louisiana bayou. Thibodaux called her the Swamp Girl. Hunters occasionally spotted her, wild-haired, barefoot, belly growing, living like an animal in the marsh. Stories spread. Her mother told everyone Jolene had gone to stay with relatives in Texas. Her brothers laughed about the crazy pregnant bitch in the swamp. Nobody came looking. Nobody cared. The pregnancy progressed. Jolene read stolen library books about childbirth by firelight, gathered clean cloth, boiled water, prepared as best she could for what was coming. The baby came in October, during a thunderstorm. She delivered alone in the cave, biting down on a leather strap, following instructions she'd memorized from a midwifery manual. A girl, small but healthy, screaming loud enough to drown out the thunder. Jolene named her Evangeline, after the poem about Cajun exile. Mother and daughter, alone in a cave, more free than they'd ever been in a house full of family. Then April 2020 brought the tornadoes. Not one, a whole outbreak. 7 twisters touched down across Lafourche Parish in a single night, an EF4 among them cutting a mile-wide path of absolute destruction. Thibodaux took a direct hit. The high school, gone. The Catholic church, gone. 300 homes erased, the rest damaged beyond repair. 18 people dead, dozens more injured, thousands homeless. The Thibodaux family home took the full force of the EF4. The house where Jolene had been raised, where her mother had called her a disgrace, was scattered across a quarter mile of Louisiana mud. Her mother survived, badly injured. Her father was in the ICU. Her brothers had lost everything. The shelters filled immediately. Hotels for 50 miles were booked solid. FEMA was days away. And someone remembered the girl in the swamp. Jolene's brother Remy found the cave 3 days after the tornado, following rumors and desperation. He emerged from the cypress to find his 17-year-old sister sitting at the entrance of a limestone cave, nursing a 6-month-old baby, looking healthier than she had when she lived at home. He couldn't speak. She could. "How many need shelter?" Remy broke down, told her everything. The house gone, mama hurt, daddy critical, nowhere to go, shelters full, family scattered, came to beg the sister they'd thrown away. Jolene looked at the brother who'd laughed when their mother threw her out, looked at her daughter, born in this cave, healthy and strong. Bring them, all of them. For 3 weeks, Jolene sheltered 11 members of the family that had abandoned her. Her mother arrived on a stretcher, leg broken, face cut, unable to walk. Jolene gave her the sleeping chamber, the driest and safest spot, treated her wounds with swamp medicine her grandmother had taught her, spider lily poultices, willow bark tea for pain. Her brothers slept on the cave floor, humbled into silence. Nieces and nephews she'd never met played in the bayou under her watch. She fed them all, fishing before dawn, checking crawfish traps, cooking over the fire she'd built months ago for herself alone. Evangeline was passed from aunt to uncle to grandmother, the family finally meeting the baby they'd pretended didn't exist. On the 8th night, her mother spoke. Not an apology. Marie Thibodeau had never apologized for anything in her life, but something close. She told Jolene about her own mother, pregnant at 15, hidden away in shame, baby given up for adoption. Told her about the fear, the generational trauma, the belief that a pregnant daughter meant failure as a mother. Said she'd looked at Jolene's belly and seen her own mother's shame looking back at her. "I was wrong," Marie said. "You're more Thibodeau than any of us. You survived." Jolene didn't say she forgave her, said, "Evangeline needs a grandmother." Marie held her granddaughter for the first time and wept until dawn. When FEMA trailers finally arrived and the family could leave, something had changed. Jolene didn't go with them. She stayed in the cave, but now with her family's blessing, support, supplies, her brothers built a proper door, reinforced the entrance. Her mother visited weekly, then twice weekly, learning swamp medicine, learning her daughter, learning her granddaughter. The family that had thrown her out now drove 6 miles into the bayou to sit at her fire. Today, Jolene is 22. She still lives in the Bluff Cave with Evangeline, now 5 years old. She's earned her GED, started online college courses, works part-time as a wilderness guide teaching tourists to survive the bayou. Louisiana State University anthropologists documented her cave dwelling as an example of vernacular Louisiana architecture. The Parish Historical Society registered it as a heritage site. Thibodeau Cave, Civil War-era refuge. Her mother moved into a FEMA trailer half a mile from the bayou, close enough to visit, far enough to respect. 3 other young mothers in Lafourche Parish have come to Jolene for help when their families rejected them. She doesn't let them stay in the cave. She helps them find their own shelter, their own strength. The pregnant teenager they threw into the swamp now teaches survival to the people who said she wouldn't make it. Jolene says Cajuns have been getting exiled and surviving for 300 years. It's in the blood. Some families forget where they came from. The bayou remembers. And sometimes it takes a 17-year-old girl and a limestone cave to remind everyone what survival really looks like. What did you think of Jolene's courage giving birth alone in a cave at just 17 years old? Drop your opinion in the comments. On a scale of 0 to 10, what rating would you give this story? And tell me, have you ever been rejected by someone who was supposed to protect you? Follow the page so you don't miss the next stories.